And the grand finale to see who will be taking that opening slot to ESL Pro League. This is obviously the Oceanic Conference, Grayhound versus Rooster. If you're just joining us, it is a 1-1. Really, really tight on Anubis. Rooster winning that one, but now we move over here onto the start of Nuke. And Liaz with a very, very hot opener here, Komodo. Lots of pressure straight through the ramp. But they will slow it down a little bit.
Well, he's got another one, and now aliStair is here at the ramp with Liaz. However, the turntable's happening right now as Rooster start to find a couple of kills in the mix, evening it up to a 2 versus 2. Now, for those that are here and listening to our voices, Grayhound did win the knife round and elected to start on the CT side. And now they have to defend this round and retake this bomb.
Damage being dealt, pressure's applying. Liaz obviously found 3 here, but it's not going to matter when the rest of the team can't pick up the slack. 2 for Netic, 2 for ASAP. And I feel like I've said that plenty of times. So Rooster do pick up a very, very important pistol here on Nuke. Getting it started on that T side. You know, something to kind of warm their way in. Because again, what I didn't get to allude to earlier was Grayhound picked up Inferno 16-2, as you can see on the top right of your screen. After, Anubis was just really, really intense. So anything can happen on a map like this, Komodo. And again, nobody eliminated. Winner gets that first slot at ESL Pro League, but there is still one more. The loser goes off to verse Hello Kitten tomorrow evening.
Yep. Half of the way there, Rooster, from their scoreline on the previous map, as aliStair opens up the books with a kill onto Chelios. Putting a little bit of a damper on Rooster's engagements on Outers. The rest of the squad, they're going to be split apart for the time being. In's in a pretty cheeky position if overlooked. Could find information or maybe even a kill.
Oh my goodness. It's tight. Damage dealt, but Ali, he's doing it. And making things work. Sico's also finding the right amount of timing. And he'll clean up too. And complete and utter decimation on the A site here. And it felt like a team effort there. You know, you tag him, I'll bag him. aliStair closing a couple of frags there with the scout. And it's a nice response, at least. You know, Liaz obviously started off really, really strong before Rooster overwhelmed. So Grayhound to be able to pick back up the pieces super quickly gives kind of a nice position for them to be in going forward into this map.
Yeah, definitely an effort by committee. aliStair, nice shots coming out with the scout and the rest of the squad as well, realizing positioning on where Rooster are going to be around the map. So nicely done to even things up nice and early and just completely reset Rooster's chances of this round. The Deagles are going to be in fashion. So we'll see if they can hit some nasty headshots. Inns, though, going to be starting off things here onto ASAP and some extra information. So I think the biggest thing, Mitch, just in this round right now is for Rooster, when they've got the guns happening, right? When they have the mids of these rounds, they need to convert them, right? Because we just saw absence from them on the previous map.
Yeah. And the one thing we did notice, obviously, is Grayhound was potentially lacking some confidence on Anubis. And they certainly well and truly brought that back. So if that previous round that we just saw then was anything to kind of go off, it looks like Grayhound has still got that confidence behind them. TJ does swing. ADK gets the trade. And now aliStair is looking relatively keen to drop on down. But both the members in Netic and ADK taking their time to make their way down the ramp. Inns is already here, just on the other side of those double doors. So they actually should be able to deny the plant as well. And there it is. Vexite wraps it up. First kill on the board for him. And Grayhound pick up a second round. Rooster, obviously with a pretty full investment there, means that they should be looking down the barrel of an eco here, which is, again, a very, very rare moment here to come out from the Rooster side taking this one. And
that's
we can gather, it looks like there is a cheeky tech pause indeed. So we'll get some info on that one shortly, I'm sure. But
my guess would be Liaz, as he hasn't purchased on the Grayhound side of things. But one can only speculate for the time being. It will be a good test for Rooster when the guns do come into their hands, as they did say. And it does seem like we've got just a little bit of internet hiccups on the Grayhound side. So hopefully that has a little bit of time to settle down and then we can get back into the map.
it do happen.
So I wonder if they've got the microwave on.
That's only you, mate.
Yeah, not anymore. We moved the microwave to the other end of the house. It was the solution. So you got to walk now to heat up your food.
Only took you 3 years to do it, mate.
Yeah, well, it took some convincing.
So back into it. Internet issues seem to have or at least be sorted for the time being. Liaz will buy up in just a second. We are going to be diving straight back into this one. So Grayhound, obviously, with that slight advantage. Rooster needing to get back into it. But this round will very much be a throwaway. Not really too much to think about.
ADK's been
80K's
stabbed
been
again.
knifed again. Chelios is really not liking it right now. Yeah, exactly right. They go for the vent drop. But not much is going to be occurring here. Chelios hoping for just something onto Sico. But he's just like 9 lives. Just like the cat. Sico keeps on living. And Grayhound walk away with 3. So happy days for them at this point in time. Rooster have their first, I guess, really, really solid crack with the full buy.
Yeah,
Ace up down to just the Galil, though.
This is where they dip their toes in the water and see how it feels, right? To see what Nuke is going to be setting themselves up for, to see what Grayhound is putting into this as well. You know, how far do they actually go in their strat book right now? Thinking a little bit more forward for the next couple of weeks on what Grayhound are going to be facing. You don't want to be revealing too much, but you also want to do enough that you're very well measured and very well tested in your executions and strategies, and mid-calling especially. Speaking of Vexite, he's going to be good for 1 and calling that they're dead.
80K with the response at the very, very least. ASAP now stuck between a bit of a rock and a hard place, and aliStair will definitely put the heat on here, making it super awkward. Inz is in a really, really bad position here. Low HP as well. Molly from 80K, but in the end, it's actually going to be Inz to dunk him. So poor TJ's all in lonesome. Yeah, look, it looks like the wheels have completely fallen off Rooster entirely. They were so confident, so happy moving into that opening map of Anubis, but yeah, right. It's just a bit rough here for them. Still early days.
Misfiring
T-sided Nuke is rough as well, so.
Yeah, at the best times it can be, but I mean, we saw what Rooster put forward on this map yesterday. Remember, it was at one point what 13 all on Nuke.
Yeah. Yeah, Hello Kitty was certainly putting it on them. I would have thought there was going to be a bit of a whitewash from that map, but nonetheless, it was an exciting one. Chelios finding a nice shot onto Ali. So at least that's some level of punishment for now. Not only dropping a M4 though, not an AWP. So at least a good start here for Rooster. They can play it a little bit more calmly now for the next little bit.
We'll see if any damage does come through though. Steal away a weapon and you'll be able to get a chunk of damage on out. That HE grenade though is nearly finishing off ASAP. Incendiary spreads and catches the kill.
That's a bit rough, just having to deal with it. So at least a recovery response from Grayhound here. In's actually looking to get very, very close and personal. 80K about to start his journey out. He'll swing straight through. He actually gets the frag as well. So big response. That's the discarded M4 as well from aliStair. So 80K picking up the second one here, making it really, really ugly. Liaz looking for some more, but TJP is going to clear. And a round for Rooster in a bit of a precarious position too. So
yeah,
good response from them. Nicely found, and that kind of stabilizes themselves a little bit. Grayhound still have plenty of money to work with, but it's a step in the right direction from Rooster.
Yeah. It's a case of a lot of Rooster members doing bits of damage here and there to the Grayhound members and making sure as a cohesive unit that they're finishing off the frags. So if that's the way that the job gets done for the first round on the board, so be it. Or second round on the board, rather, so be it. But this is the one that you really need to look to convert. The guns are up, the util is here, and a lot of it is already being deployed toward the A side of the map. Now, Chelios has been afforded some extra life for the remainder of this round for now. A couple of missed shots echoing out from aliStair and Co in outers. But with the utility being dumped by Grayhound, it will force Rooster to slow down a little bit.
aliStair taking a risk of re-entering after seeing that boost, but pays off. Once again, the man is taking a couple of risks and getting the reward for it. Just to pick up a second onto ASAP here as well now, certainly starting to feel it. Really, really slow start from Ali on Anubis, but he's well and truly picked back up. He was confident on Inferno as well, so now it puts Rooster in a position where they feel the need to try to head their way towards Ramp Komodo, and they're going to line up. It's actually 80K to take that TJP. This poor guy cannot get a break at all. And yeah, whatever has happened, it's like the wheels have been stolen off of the Rooster bus right now.
From being TK'd to doing the TK.
Yeah. Oh, look. clearly just not in the right headspace, and you know, that does happen
Yeah.
from time to time. But the thing that, yeah, it's just throwing me a lot because on Anubis, you know, Rooster were looking like such a well-oiled machine as a 5, right?
Absolutely,
Like it wasn't just only individuals stepping up; it was their team dynamic as well, and that's
Yeah,
appears
well,
to just have gone a bit absent.
maybe it is a combination of Anubis being an outlier and Grayhound being a little bit quiet.
Well, Chelios has walked straight into the fire, gotten the opening pick, and found his way out. A large result from him. aliStair narrowly missing that shot into ASAP, gets the tag, but he's going to actually come back. It's a bit of a dunk exchange, and they have to now reset. Inz is going to move his way up secret to spot outside, but he's got to be cautious here.
Yeah, those flames, they're not going to touch him as well, so he's got an element of secrecy. However, Vexite's lost his life, and it's all on aliStair, so there's something on the upper side now. It turns on towards aliStair, and he turns his crosshair good for 1, but it still is Rooster maintaining lead and potentially finding their 3rd, just down to Inz. Does he just provision the AWP on the floor to take that to the next round? It's at heaven, isn't it? So he needs to get up and get it first.
Absolutely. Looks like he's not overly keen yet. He will now indeed. Gets away after the Molotov goes through. So he will at least be afforded the AWP. It might be tough to say, but I don't think Rooster's going to be overly keen to hunt actually either. Hang on. Surely not.
There's no
They're going to
kit.
be watching. Yeah, nah, happy. Happy days. He does have the kit now, but surely they're not going to leave. Yeah. NK is going to close that one. Easy peasy. Going to say if they left it any longer, it might have been a little bit of a call for concern, but Inz, look, they don't need the AWP. They didn't need to save it. They have the money to reinvest, and they'll be eco if they lose the next anyway, so went for it. But this is Rooster starting to find themselves a couple of rounds, Komodo. Grayhound were looking strong, 5-1, but maybe just letting Rooster have a little bit too much space here.
Yeah. I'm just wondering, did I just say no kit? I meant no smoke if I did. Anyways,
yeah, you said no kit,
the
but
round
it's
is...
okay.
Yeah, I meant no smoke. Rooster, they get the round. That's the important bit that matters here. And it's another round of guns for everyone. aliStair with that AWP and outers. And he's going to lose the duel against Chelios. So once more, an opener for Rooster. But it is the conversation that we need to have. Can they convert another one here and start to get these wheels turning on the T side? As they keep going forward, Inz is going to be afforded a duel. But all those shots do go awry.
Chelios has started to do some real heavy lifting as well. Got that entry inside the flames in the previous round, and in the second 2, now finding the opening in this one, dropping down aliStair, who has been a pretty solid force in the last 2 maps. But he's getting that open up. Inz actually with the AWP this time. Makes quick work of Chelios. So back to a 4-on-4, and Vexite inside the hut. Doesn't look like Netic wants to play just yet, so they're just going to be patient now as Roosters try to set up a topside hit again.
It's all timing. Vexite is the util carrier at the moment for Grayhound as well. Lion's share of said util. So it needs to be very cautious, and winning an important duel would be big for them. But Rooster, they're not going to contest with anything at the A site for the moment. Inz has moved to the ramp. It's going to be good timing for him. He's got a buddy as well. It's Leah, and they're navigating it quite nice, but it's ADK. Only good for 1. And now ASAP with a 1 versus 3. 20 seconds to get the bomb and find 3 frags, or find 3 frags and a kill. Not going to happen, courtesy of Sico, which means the round back over towards Grayhound.
Much better round there. Bit of a trade. Reposition from Inz. The old bait and switch with Liaz at the ramp, so even if he did go down on that cross, they had the old switcheroo, which ended up working out for them anyway. Bit of a 2-for-1 exchange. So Grayhound now holding the pace once more, putting Rooster into forcing territory again. And this time it's ADK and ASAP down to the pistols, so... TJ a bit quiet so far, hoping to see him pick up a little more, but there is still... Like, look, this half is not bad so far from Rooster at all. Need a little bit more life, but there's enough for them to get their way back in still.
A slow start in the round. A lot of exchanges of utility. Greyhounds dumping a lot just to keep Rooster at bay, who are on a little bit of a lesser equipped purchase here. They do find Leaz at the ramp, however. This time he is by himself. aliStair just a little bit away at the ladder base. Leave it to me. Now they do start to come in towards the ramp room. There's no trade just yet onto Leaz. He does get away.
Very nicely done from Leaz. A little bit of frustration, you can see it. Rooster 50 though seconds left on the clock, and that bomb's still waiting. Looks like Chelios is going to try and make his way out, but Vexite very, very quick. I thought it was Sico to take that, but now Netic also trying to move out on the other side of Vents. He's going to be punished too, and now TJ a lot of work to do here. Sico gets spotted. He's actually lucky,
wait,
but
what?
TJ, there he is. Waking up right now. ASAP, will he get the catch here? Bomb still down, bomb still out. Inns has heard it. Surely he's heard him move out. Yes, he has. Now, before ASAP has so much more to do. TJ can't quite lift, and Liaz and Inns to close. I think they kind of made a lucky recovery there. Grayhound, yeah, sure, but Rooster certainly put the sweat on again. But now they are really, really down to the wire once more on the cash. They are just going to pick up the pistols again. I cannot believe it's been 2 rounds with Rooster have ecoed in a half. I never have I seen that before.
Yeah, I mean, I'll look at Anubis, right? And it feels like Rooster have, I don't know, maybe grown up and falling in line with a lot of other styles of Counter-Strike that we're used to seeing them be extremely explosive. We're used to seeing them taking on big challenges. Now, you know, they're finding a rhythm that sometimes they can do that, it's working, and sometimes maybe not. They need to learn from their opponents and potential mistakes and grow a little bit. But maybe we do need to see a little bit more of that explosiveness, because that was a round that no damage was delivered to the Grayhound members. You've now lost the half on T-sided Nuke, which is, you know, it happens very often, but you still need to be getting these rounds, right, where you can, because if it does end up at a 12-3 or something of that scoreline, it'll hurt, right? It'll hurt.
Rooster, to me, has always been that team that would kind of really, really pump, like, most of the teams, but then as they kind of got towards that top 4, they would fall apart. But in the last 6 months, especially, they've just looked way, way better. Maybe taking it a little bit more seriously, maybe showing some consistency, some form. And they have really well and truly moved into that sort of top 3-4 for me, and, you know, here to stay. So really do hope to see them get that international experience. It's well deserved. I want to see them kind of represent after they've been working so hard, and ASAP clearly wants to do it. Nice little head ripper onto Inns there. He has been very, very sharp here, but again, so far, T-side has been hard to get rolling, but there is still certainly some life in this for Rooster. It's not done just yet as they keep on kicking.
Well, it's a necessary start from Rooster in a round such as this. An opening frag and no counter from Grayhound just yet. Still a little bit of utility to work with as well, so you can try to get in toward this upper site, but then you do make sure that you got to win these duels. See if it's going to happen. Chelios starting to sneak in through a couple of trades. Vexite up the ladder, good for one, and no trade actually come out. It's a little bit later, but remember, Rooster, they're still holding on. Just aliStair, Mitch, and it looks out finally Rooster are getting a gun round that they desperately need.
So hard here. Maybe a little quick scope on TJ, and then he can pick up an AK, but no, TJ straight on the line. No pressure, no problems. And that is a much, much better Rooster round. They're looking super comfortable in that one. Couple of nice entries. And a solid closer as well. So 4 rounds. Give me 5. I'll start to have a bit more belief here. 6 would be even more than enough potentially for Rooster onto that City side. But
yeah,
will
I
they
think
be
6
able to
you're
lock
happy
out
with.
Grayhound irrespective? Yeah, 6 is enough. I won't say 4 is enough, but even so, 4 makes me go, the game is tomorrow.
Yeah, I agree. This is what I was kind of expecting more or less from Rooster. A bit of a rush in toward the A side, but it's an immediate shutdown, unfortunately. The guillotine comes down onto the neck of the Rooster members. So as quick as the round has started, as quick as the round is over, we move on to the next. And the next one, will it provide a purchase from Rooster? Because a couple of these members don't have a lot of money, but they are doing the math. They are doing the juggle. I think it's going to be that kind of force. Oh, yeah, full investment. Alrighty then. They're going all the way. Thought maybe it would be one of those two guns and you drop them over, play a little bit of a raid boss strategy.
So, similar start to the round. Sending Chelios back outside, having a little bit of a hunt around towards credit. He gets the catch. aliStair, I don't think he actually meant to get dropped out into that space there. I think he was meant to potentially just shoulder, get a nade over, but Chelios will get the punish, and that's an opening pick that is well deserved. So now they kind of slot back into the more defensive mechanism here. Grayhound, Rooster, controlling the pace once more, but they just need to pick up that extra weapon for ADK. It's not fully equipped, and they don't have a whole lot of utility to work with.
Well, even so, if ADK isn't the first one in, or if he is used as a little bit of a sacrificial lamb to get info, play the turret, and the Rooster members trade out, you know, there's a possibility for his activation in this round to try and assist Rooster to get the round victory. It does look like potentially they do get that gun, though, with the smoking dynamics, but never mind, they didn't actually smoke it. It's a full dry battle, and Inns is just showing his individual ability in that one.
Happy with that. Vexite also going to pick up 1.5. Now Sico looking to swing on in. Will actually be him to take that frag. Now TJP in a 1-on-3. He's already opened up with one. Now he can drop down the vent. And all of a sudden, this round does very much become winnable. He's got a Molotov, but it's going to have to be quick, rather, because we've already got old mate Liaz moving down very, very quickly. TJ spotted him. TJ takes that jewel. Maybe there's a world where he actually starts to bring it back, but be careful as to where Inns is. He peeks out the door, and it's a perfect little shoulder peek. So very, very nice team dynamic coming out from Inns and Liaz. As it is going to be double digits for Grayhound picking up the 10th round here, but then again, you know, we do go back to that position. Will Rooster pick up 5, or will it be the 11-4 half? Where, yeah, still, there is a world where Rooster can bring this back. But Grayhound are at least doing a very, very good job of just slowly checking each box as they can to make their way towards victory. Because coming into an event like this, you can only imagine the pressure for a team like Grayhound, right? One mistake. There's only one mistake as well, like being one of the 3 teams to not make it, right? It's not where there's one spot and 4 teams. It's 2 spots and 3 teams. So Grayhound surely would be coming into this being the team it's theirs to lose, basically. So
yeah, there's still pressure, but there's not as much pressure as there is on Rooster and Halakitten, I guess, right? Because for Rooster, it's you qualified against some big teams to get into this conference. Well, not necessarily this conference, the other one that was changed. And now you have to defend your honor to get overseas for your first show. So I think there's a lot of pressure to at least perform maybe in tomorrow's game. For right now, though, this is the last round of the half. Chalios loses that duel to Liaz. So first pick goes Greyhound's way, and it kind of does put a little bit of a standstill on the round.
An unfortunate opening pick. You know, he has managed to find a couple of entry points, Old Shell. But denied. aliStair can't quite get that catch. He does in the end get the trade on towards ASAP. Inns goes down. But Liaz, who has been having a very, very solid game, 15-5 position, does play anti. ADK, though. Okay. Little inspect on the weapon and gets the response out now. 3-on-3. aliStair slots back in, but they're not going down ramp just yet.
Yeah, if they do go in towards his crosshair, that would be a single pick and then maybe fall back to play with the team when they do rotate back down. But it is very wise of Greyhounds to make sure that they are thinking of a possible wrap from the Rooster members. And look at this, all 3 up toward the heavens. Sico doesn't quite get that duel. Vexite good for 1, so now everything does rely on aliStair to try and find an 11th for Greyhounds.
Very, very big round so far from ADK. Pick back up to the entry points now as aliStair moves on in. Narrowly misses that flick. You know, he's a flashy player and it is a close one, but this time round he bounces out, tries to get into heaven. He may potentially have to make a lot of sound. He's running out of time, but it looks like he has at least been able to go silent. Where are they going to look? Immediately looks like ADK that position back up towards heaven. aliStair hits the shot. Has he spotted out the other member though? No. Nedic will close, and it is going to be a 10-5 half. Rooster well and truly certainly in it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a break and send it on over. Join us back to see who will qualify for ESL Pro League. One final half, and we will know who will be the first Oceanic representative of the ESL Pro League. Obviously, this is the Season 17 conference here in Oceania. 2 slots, 3 teams. The loser of this one will go on to face Hello Kitten Uwu, I believe it was, for a cheeky chance. But otherwise, we'll be crowning the first victor in this map alone when we see who will pull it through. Grayhound starting off strong, but being on that T side now, Komodo, it's going to be a little bit of pressure applied.
Definitely want to see what Rooster are capable of in this CT-sided pistol. Unfortunately for them, they've lost a heavy header in Netic. Grayhound, they do lose the bomb. A couple of shots, a wild shot from Sico. As Grayhound get that bomb down toward the B site, and aliStair transitions to play lurk role.
Yeah. Karate kick from Sico. Gets the job done, but now Chelios starts to move out very, very quickly. So aliStair certainly having to put on the pace. Uncharacteristic missed shots there from Vexite, but they're not ready for ins as a result. Chelios, though, gets it, and ASAP pulls off the head of aliStair. So that is a very, very rough round for Grayhound to lose. They had the advantage, they had the positioning, but Chelios ASAP got it done.
Yeah, so now the thing does go toward the Grayhound get the plant. They can go for the force if they want to in the next round, because it will be a kind of just under-equipped buy compared to what Rooster will be able to get, who, mind you, have found both pistols on this map. Now, remember to the first half, if you did miss it, the pistol went to Rooster, as I just said, but it was Grayhound to answer back immediately in the second round and start from there. So it'll be very interesting to see if it does follow in the same way here.
So what are we going to see? What are we going to expect? Forced back in from Grayhound. They did manage to respond on that previous, but ASAP straight in there, punishing Vexite, who did try to get that early pick, early aggression. And unfortunately for him, he will not be able to. So that's unfortunately one step backwards to Greyhounds. And Rooster kind of, again, slowly pulling themselves out of the dirt here, which means that, you know, still it's anyone's game. Like, that was always the case. The thing about a 10 to 5 half on a map like Nuke, you cannot call it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've seen 12 threes, you know, even on the current iteration of Nuke, current meta.
So what is the choice for Grayhound from here? A minute to go with of play time in this round. And it's going to be some outer smokes, block off the vision of ADK. He himself doesn't have any utility to be able to get any damage or any reconnaissance information, so it's just going to be a little bit of a fallback for himself. Meanwhile, the ramp push starts to come through from Grayhound. They found the first pick, and immediate retaliation of the incendiary does force them back a little bit.
I guess the only thing is here, sure, they're in a 4v4 position, but they've only got 30 seconds, and Inz is going to get... No, there is no way ADK hasn't seen him. Inz might actually be able to creep into heaven completely. ADK is going to make that call. Nobody here, and now they're going to start to try and make their way out. They've spotted out one up the top of the hut, but Netic at least will find that opening. It's all going to be onto Inz. ADK! Immaculate timing, turns around on a dime, and look, it wasn't going to be too much of a stress anyway, it appears, as the rest of the members in Netic and ADK and ASAP had it on lock towards that door. So Rooster with a very, very important victory there on the 7th. Now they should very well have 8 in the bag here too.
Yeah, this is always one of the situations as well, right? When you decide to go in for the force on the second round and you do drop it from a situation that could have been, you've got big, strong guns, big utility to back it up in this round here at 10 to 7, or you're with pistols, where if you do drop that force. So it's always weighing that scale up, and more often than not, teams do go for the force in the second round to try and battle it out. But when you're losing a faction like that, it makes it a little bit more unfortunate. Rooster, they should be good to clean this round up, Mitch, and then start to make things look very competitive.
Another one closed. Just slowly starting to feel that sense of panic for Grayhound, you know? Not being able to kind of get off on the right foot. On that T side, it can be such a plague. Vexite spots out one, but it is just going to be too awkward. He may very well find one frag, but it's actually going to be the dunk in. And again, you know, Rooster show that they have enough to kind of put that pressure on and work as a unit. Even in the rounds where it's just an eco, at least they're getting the job done efficiently, because holding on to as much economy as possible on that CT side, super important. Everyone happily flushed with cash, except for Chelios, who's made that AWP investment. So Grayhound here, 5 AKs, some hopes and dreams, and This is where the game truly starts now, Komodo.
Yep. If this round goes Rooster's way, you would expect it to be an equalization after the fact it's 10-all. Then we really do start to have a realm in which Rooster can take away this series and get that first qualification spot to the EPL Pro League. Or the ESL Pro League, rather. But in a round such as this, where there is still that famous for ADK, and albeit an AWP for Chalios on the opposite spectrum, there's not too much utility anymore for Rooster. So a lot of shots do start to have to be connected from here, the first one of which does go Chalios' way.
Great opener. Happily can waltz on out of there as well. Sure, TJP is forced back with the Molotov, but you know, it's only really Sico here to kind of go for a bit of a hunt. He will take top of ramp, but no one else is going to be doing that. TJP just waiting patiently, hoping to make some potential movements. ASAP up on Mustang still, though, so it is a reasonably strong position, very much still from Rooster, despite sending some members down to the lower site.
It's all down to timing and vision for ASAP right now. Grayhound do start to waltz out. Squeaky, that smoke thrown doesn't collide with any of the players, so they're a little bit unknown at the moment. Meanwhile, courtesy of the Observer, we do see that Sico is on a little bit of alert at the moment. He'll find a free one on towards ADK, but that does alert Rooster now that the flank is here. The A side defense from ASAP and TJP is perfect, and things do start to look a little bit pear-shaped for Grayhound.
Well, at least they've managed to get away. The only thing is here, though, they're going to be able to drop down the vent very, very quickly. Chelios should be able to get just straight onto that line from Decon, but the door's actually open the other way. That could make it a little bit awkward. He's going to have to flick up the line. Anything. Now he tries to move out. He's missed the shot. Sico's got two. This is an absolute turn of the tides here. They're going to be able to get the bomb plant now, I'm sure. TJP has to do everything, though. He gets Sico straight through the door, but in position. Is he going to be able to close it, or can TJ do it? No!
Wow.
Sico, the hero, the god with 4, and Grayhound. They hold on. They take 11, and they punish in the first buy of the half.
He's been gifted that one a little bit just, hasn't he? They line up for him over in Decon. That is a little bit unfortunate for the Rooster members, and I think a little bit of flabbergastement over towards the Grayhound boys as they go in for a pause, settle themselves down after winning that round, and also calculate how your purchase is going to work into this next round and a plan of attack. You got a lot to consider in, you know, these couple of crucial moments right now, because even though it's 11-8 and Grayhound are leading, right, they're not out of the woods just yet. They need to make sure that they are chopping one tree at a time to find that path.
Oh, man. What a position. What a hold. What a time of need. You know, we spoke about Sico not always being the one that the team needs to rely on to go big, but sometimes he just does. Throw me all the way back to Grayhound taking down Liquid at DreamHack Malmo. God damn. Those are the days, but now is time to get back to that international opportunity. He's burning down very, very heavily. Great volley from ADK and some great start to the pressure. Chelios also looking to get into the action, but looks like Liaz will actually just get off the line. I think he might have timed it very, very nicely, but no, he jumps along. He's too far forward. Liaz, how have you gotten away with that? No chance in the world you deserve that one, but you've picked it up.
Just another blunder for the Rooster side, Mitch, unfortunately, and they're going to add up in a couple of rounds' time these what-if situations where if they don't line up for Grayhound in the previous round, if that shot does connect and Liaz does fall, what could this round turn out to be? What can it still turn out to be with a minute to go? Bit of utility, albeit bare bones for the Rooster side. That Nova for ASAP doesn't really help his case. He would love an upgrade, as Grayhound do start to go down toward the lower site, leaving Liaz to lurk about. And you can just see with the rotation from TJP over toward the ramp room now that the timing has gotten away from him a little bit.
Rooster surely on for the save. But there's not much really to take over, is there? I mean, ASAP, we've seen him do big things with that Nova, but certainly a tough pill to swallow going into a round like this. They're just going to boost back up onto Mustang and just take a slow time to maybe chat it out, see what the goal is. The only main sort of factor here is that, you know, Grayhound hunting would be a big risk as well. Their money's not in a healthy position at all. Liaz, you know, still only holding on to that Galil, as is Vexite. Both not much, you know, 2K between them.
Well, couple of rounds here, and Grayhound can see themselves getting that first slot. This round is going to look a little bit weaker for the Rooster side. See if they do choose to go in for an investment. Of course, Nedic will be able to drop a gun over towards Chell or ADK. Yeah, but for the other player, well, maybe ADK buys himself and Chelios gets a donation. We'll see. No, it's going to be the save of most of the money. Get that AWP for Chelios in the next round, which may be, you know, a smart thing if Rooster do go in for a full plan and get a couple of rounds strung up in a row. Out of smokes quickly here, Mitch, for Grayhound, and they do drop their first player as well. Nedic able to pick that one up onto Liaz.
Yeah, very important frag there for Nedic. Big pick. Looks like obviously, you know, Chelios really not working with much. Just the old Zeus here. He's certainly in a prime position to do it unless they do Molotov it out.
Hey,
However,
how's this one go again?
Nah, not doing that on this broadcast, mate. We've got a qualifier on the line, all right? Okay. We're going to hear it anyway. Does seem like they've crept around.
But will it get the frag?
Yeah, very calm, haven't they?
Oh,
Surely
it's so tantalizing.
Yep, there it is. There's one, but can't get the no-scope off quick enough. So at least they get the trade and the response. But look how quickly members of Rooster are here already. Vexite does get one more, but he's actually had to duck down on the way through. Nedic, open up the double doors. The Molotov's going to flush him out. That's a great molly all the way through from the radio room. And now they're in a really
good
bad
molly.
1-3.
Another good molly to just delay a little bit and get ins into a situation where he can look to close out the round. Sound cue from the tick on towards Nedic. Meanwhile, Sico finds TJP, and this has to be a save again. It looks like there's no kits. There's no util to get into the B site of Nuke for retake, so it's going to be the 13th here from Grayhound. And I do have to say, Vexite a couple of good kills in there to get them down in towards the B site. And I would expect that duck that he did was probably an IRL duck as well.
There you go. I was about to say, it would have been rough for ASAP to have to save an over back-to-back, but he does pick up the M4. Nedic's going to be there in support with him as well. But the AWP is still up for aliStair. Hinz has got that one to swap over to him. Grayhound members all have money. 3 more rounds. And they will find themselves a happy spot at the ESL Pro League. Again, as we sort of mentioned, right, I think it's expanded out. 32 teams. Big opportunity over in Malta. Hopefully LAN, because that's the big thing for us from Oceania, you know, getting teams over there to actually find multiple best of 3s in a group stage format. Yeah. It's exactly what we kind of need. And whoever gets that second opportunity also meets the exact same. So here's hoping.
Well, I think looking at it, regardless of it being Rooster or Hello Kitten, we'll have new players overseas, right?
Yep, either or. Whoever gets in, Hello Kitten or Rooster, kind of just hoping, you know, like, I think Rooster are going to have that upper edge. They're going to be the ones to benefit. But then again, you know, Hello Kitten, bunch of really experienced players have been around the block too. Yeah, they're all good players for sure. Imagine that. Big John comes back, international LAN on the spot. Crazy.
Well, we'll have to wait and see for tomorrow. It looks like Chelios is ready for this boost. He's seen the gun barrel. He knows. Oh, that's unfortunate for aliStair. Pinocchio, as Mac would call it, another one for Chelios, putting up the frags when they're needed. Now the turntable's out towards outers for Grayhound, but by that point in time, has Chelios already done enough in this round? Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not, but look at the position that they pushed their way into. They've got the bomb, and they've taken straight control of lobby. Very happy with this one from Grayhound. ADK is already starting to have a little bit of a look-see, and Chelios is on the line to trade too. So whatever they do here, yeah, true. Actually, that's pulled him away from the line. He's going to have to allow ADK. Chelios is certainly thinking. They've made some sounds, but ADK will drop ins. Now poor Chelios looking absolutely everywhere. Not really a whole lot Sico could do here. 20 seconds. Might just have to try to do some damage. That's all that matters, because look at the cash. There's just nothing.
Free fire this line at the moment.
He's good. He's
Shotgun AWPing. 4K Mitch. That's a big round to come through from him. When you needed it the most,
sure.
He wasn't vanished. And the 9th secured from Rooster. So what do things actually look like for Grayhound in the cash department? Couple of members actually quite low, but aliStair, he can get an AWP on this T side if he wants. It's going to be the AK with all of the util. Do we see a full execute from Grayhound here? Or do we still see them kind of meandering around the map, finding an opening pick if possible, and then adjusting from there? Because that's more often than not been a bit of the style for them on this teaser.
Straight onto that door line. Chelios is going to drag his team kicking and screaming off the line if he has to. Nedic's already walking in towards that lobby position as well. He's gotten into there happily, but Liaz is waiting on the line. So a little bit of outside control, some focus from ADK, but they have been allowed a little bit of space here, Grayhound, to collect as Chelios does get that spot, but Liaz as well. So might have to start to fall away. Drops the flash on in and still unaware of Nedic. Now he is, but it's put the pressure on, and all of a sudden Rooster have all of lobby control.
A lot of information, a very powerful position that Greyhounds, I don't know if they want to retake it. You know, it doesn't really pull into the objective of trying to get that bomb plant down. Chelios, again, is going to be good for the opener. So Rooster, are they finding their form in this map now that they have the AWP activated of Chelios? I'm not exactly sure. Hopefully it does keep going for them here, forcing Greyhounds to adjust. Try to pick up the pieces.
Managed to make it all the way outside. ASAP, though, has a firm watch. Chelios in that position as well. The only thing about ASAP's spot is very much a one and done. But he's actually gotten really, really aggressive. He's turned away. I don't think they can see him here. Not at all. Liaz opens up with one. Now he can reposition. He's waiting for it, but the one-way goes through. Vexite on that line. Molotov's going to flush Chelios into a bit of an awkward spot here. Very, very tough, but he spotted the gun barrel. There's one. Will he get another? It looks like already dropping onto the side. He flicks up. He gets it. 5 seconds. It might not be enough. Vexite looking to clear, looking to fight, but there's no time. And TJP can live on another day as Rooster take 10. This game has got everything right now and not even damage dealt.
Is there enough money in the coffer for Rooster to get that AWP back out for Chelios? There's not. 80k would have to go glass cannon. One of the weapons that you've been relying on to get a bunch of these rounds for Rooster has actually been taken out in a round that you do gather to find double digits and draw this map ever so closer. That's actually pretty powerful. However, Mitch, the caveat to that is that Greyhound don't really have the funds to go in with a strong investment either in this round. And that money can be built up for Rooster over the course of this next Ed round.
We do experience the technical pause again. Time will tell. But yeah, irrespective, this is what I'm talking about, right? Rooster well and truly into this. I believe Chelios does have that AWP still for him. No, okay, he's got the M4 this time round. So everyone's going to be happy as Larry in this round for Rooster. Not really a whole lot behind them, though. So we are just going to wait patiently. Vexite with that little investment in from the saved weapon, I believe. So will they throw in anything extra? I think aliStair might want to save up, pick up his AWP, but basically now it's just like, Greyhound, don't panic. Because that will be Rooster getting that entry back in if they do.
Take a bit of a breather. Back of that pause as well. Greyhound just Vexite with this AK-47. And as I said, you know, the money situation for Rooster doesn't give them an AWP for this round. But Chelios is holding enough that he'll be able to get it out. So we'll see if this round does go swimmingly for Rooster. If not, well, that'll be unfortunate because, as I said, just Vexite here who gets a couple of shots off with this AK. And some damage for sure, but no kills yet. How much emphasis, if you are Rooster, do you put on towards outers as well? Having a potential idea, you know, that there is a gun, Mitch, but not any idea around the remainder of the situation that Greyhound have.
Such a slow round. We've seen heaps of action early as Sico gets the one tap. ADK does the exact same, however. Sico obviously, though, with no armor, so it's going to be a little bit of an awkward one. Vexite obviously dropped down very, very low, gave his AK over towards Sico. Now Liaz spotted outside. ADK gets that info. Nedic doesn't really have that long-range weapon, but against the armorless players, it may work out. However, I think they've actually let Sico down in towards Secret. That could be massive. Nedic now puts another on Liaz. Sico, though, has to respond and try and find something. Nedic getting taken low, but this round is done and dusted. All closed out as aliStair will fall to the hands. No, not quite of Nedic, but still too low. Not enough in the play for him to sort of pick up from here. As ADK will shut it down. 11 now for Rooster. Edging ever closer. This one's the scary one for Grayhound.
Yeah,
if they lose this, it's a tied scoreline.
This is the swing round where potentially Rooster could stop that pendulum, isn't it? That would break the economy once more of Grayhound, find themselves the 12th and presumably the 13th, where Grayhound would take a bit of a reserve purchase, albeit a full eco to get that max loss bonus money back up. Unfortunately, not really get it back up, but just go back up because Rooster have been finding these quiet rounds to try to get a victory. Immediate hit going around, and Rooster have dumped a lot of the utility. ASAP down a half HP as well. So just an exchanging of damage at the moment between these two squads. Once more over. Another smoke to Squeaky. Eventually this util will fall, and for Rooster, then it does just come down to team positioning and individual aim. What can you do together? As Grayhound would technically have superiority with that utility set.
Smokes to cross outside. Still a very, very slow approach so far from Grayhound. Not all their eggs in the one basket just yet, but now they do start to collect in that position outside. ADK, no reward, spamming through that smoke. I think they've kind of left it dry a little bit here. So decent positioning. Just going to leave one member in Liaz outside to lurk, but it is going to only be TJP down towards that lower site right now, and I don't think there's many players of Rooster that are kind of ready to wiggle back into that position. They might have to send a couple down vents.
And it's also TJP having a little bit of a strugglesome map at the moment in terms of the kill department. He was looking pretty brutal when it did come to Anubis, but it's been a little bit silent since then. So if he's afforded a big challenge here and he can win it, that would be massive for the man.
That is a really, really big result to get that tag up now. ASAP gets in position, but Chelios has already opened up with one. ASAP does get at least traded out, and there is TJ's moment to shine. I saw it happening a mile away, Komodo. The old caster curse. You start telling me how he's having a quiet one. There he is, solo dolo. And he locks down the side accordingly with a little bit of love and support from his teammates. Liaz takes the AK into the next round, but I don't actually think that's a great result at all. It's put them into a really, really, really garbage position.
Yeah.
Because now, like, do they buy? Like, they can't. They have to just play around the AK, maybe pick up some pistols. But this is Rooster taking 13. Grayhound probably won't even have the most glory looking buy into the next either.
Well, it's the situation and the vibes we were getting from Anubis, right? Albeit Anubis had a lot more very, very close rounds. A couple of these ones have been pretty convincing and pretty clean for both of these respective teams. And if we keep seeing rounds go this way where Rooster is finding one or two and then Grayhound get it, OT, yeah, for sure. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, because this round, Grayhound, they don't have the greatest weaponry. They've got nothing to play with, and it is actually going to be going a little bit quicker on towards this side now.
Oh, that flash. Actually, I think it was a team one in the end. Nedic does get taken down by aliStair, who manages to make something work here. TJP Chelios in the 2v2. TJP does not go deep enough. Bomb still down. Does spot down. Now it's all on the rally. He's got no Kevlar, and he has to try and make it work here. TJP was still up high. aliStair needs to find the right timing. 46 HP, and he gets the info. Has to be so incredibly cautious, and he spots him through. Right down the wickets, mate. Straight through the eyes. And he's kicked himself a goal here. Beautiful stuff from aliStair. 14-12, and they take an immediate tactical timeout. They need to stay calm. Look at the reset.
Is that the straw that breaks the camel's back, Mitch? Is that the round that Grayhound can convincingly say this map is now ours? Rooster's money is across the spectrum. They go in with a purchase. There's 5 different guns for them as well. A little salty, a little sample of utility.
I just won't ever call it.
What a huge round. What a huge round for Grayhound.
Yeah. I guess the only sort of thing here is at least Grayhound have given themselves the extra life. You know, obviously, if they win this one, they should basically put Rooster to the grave completely. They'll have 2100. That's it. Whereas Grayhound at least have a bit more left in the tank to kind of hold on. Rooster desperately need this round. They cannot afford to allow Grayhound to go to map point and series point.
The corners have to be cut in a situation like this as well from Rooster because you don't have a lot of utility. I think this is a pretty wise decision going over towards the ramp room, a cheeky boost up for TJP because it hasn't been employed yet from Rooster. It is something new, an element of this map that I don't think any of the teams have used thus far in the 26 rounds that have already been played out. So it's not a bad idea to go for something a little bit different if it is overlooked by the Grayhound members. A lot of utility, however, can be thrown out for a ramp control situation. Flashes if TJP doesn't turn properly. Or even a trade. We'll have to wait and see. A minute of play still to go. Grayhound haven't really seen any members of the Rooster side just yet. They get down towards Secret. So a potential B split on the cards here.
Moving on out. TJ at... Oh, but he gives up his position. Could be an absolute blunder here if he doesn't manage to at least pick up one more, but he's done the damage. Could have been horrible there for Grayhound. Now they lock into the ramp position with so many eyes on them. They're not even going to clear out ADK. aliStair got his hands out, mate. A little bit of utility in play. But now look at Inns. Bomb is dropped in such a horrible position for him. And Chelios on the wrong line. Chelios is looking the wrong way. Inns has got out of jail. Scot-free here somehow. Will get the plant, Komodo. This is not the way that Rooster want to lose this one in the 2-on-2.
Not at all. The Alligator still in the hands for Netic. An upgrade onto an AWP, but will it have to be shotgun AWPing from him? He gets a leg onto Sico. Now ASAP is seen, wins the duel, the swing out. ASAP to close as well. It's Rooster to get the retake happening. Some great damage from ADK. Some great shots from ASAP. It's 13 found for them.
That was such a bad round for both teams. Like, not the way it was played, but just the way they were caught. You know, no one was in the advantage. Inns almost brings it back there. Chelios watching the wrong angle. Didn't quite have Netic there. Obviously with the XM, but irrespective, that is a massive, massive round for Rooster to win because this is their swing round, right? Obviously, if Grayhound can afford it here, it's an even battle when it comes to purchases and everything like that. But Rooster pull 14, all of a sudden, Grayhound are sweating.
Rooster pool 14, and we got 4 rounds of regulation and that potential overtime like we did see on Anubis. This series is certainly a pressure-filled pot for Grayhound. Arguably, you know, the team that should be taking this one out. We're asking questions on how much Rooster is going to be able to give us. If you isolate Inferno, okay, you're kind of thinking, yep, Grayhound are doing what they need to do and what was expected of them potentially. But you take away Nubis and you take away Nuke here for Rooster, and they are putting up a performance that is very, very good against our #1 team in the OCE region. A lot rides on this round. A lot rides on an opening frag. You don't want to be the member to fall for your team first. And Chelios is in a prime location to find some damage.
He can line them up. No way the damage is dealt. Chelios takes the risk and he gets the reward. aliStair taking incredibly low. Vexite cops a big, big HE as well. The hero, as I said before, Chelios will take the team, kicking and screaming as he continues on. Drops another. aliStair still low. Now they have to drop this one down. TJ is close, and the door has been opened to Decon. They don't know he's there. He's just going to hold completely still. The flash does catch, but now he's been spotted. Sico knows. Lias has to have a look. They have to try find something more as Sico will drop him. Back to the 3-on-3 here, Komodo, but still no bomb planted. aliStair gets the leg shot onto ASAP. They're still trying to make this work. Everyone is sweating, scrapping, fighting, chomping at the bit here as Sico goes forward. Who bloody knows? So many questions, so many calls for concern as now ASAP, ADK picking up more. This is one more for Rooster, and aliStair has 10 seconds left. They held for too long, and he has to save in this position. This is the worst possible prospect for Grayhound as Rooster has picked up 14. Anyone's game now.
My, oh my, Sico and Liaz, quite unfortunate that they are stuck on the site. You imagine a world in which the bomb was in Sico's hands when he's playing over at Decon. He can get back away. He can go up the ladder. They can play towards A where no one of Rooster is currently there. aliStair gets a leg in that situation as well onto one of the opposing members. So it's just an unfortunate occurrence that the shots get hit by Rooster. Some nice timing, some great team play to push Grayhound to the edge. 14 apiece. And Mitch, I'm looking at the Benjamins, and I'm looking at Grayhound, and I'm asking the question, where are they?
I think they save, man. Honestly. play for overtime. There's not much else you can do. Do you take the risk and then potentially take the L? I guess at the end of the day, you know, potentially I'm hyping this one up a little too much in the sense that no team here tonight is a loser from a context of the qualification. Still one more game around the corner. And look, I think irrespective, Hello Kitten's probably watching, sweating a little bit, but Grayhound right now are looking mortal. Rooster putting them on a sweat. Anything can occur inside this round as Sico was close. They're taking a risk. TJ's pushing for it. TJ's punished. This is not good. He's jumped around the shot. Sico's taken two. Komodo, he's now got an orb. And now we can put the pressure down even further because you know what they can do right now? They can freeze. They don't have to do anything. They can allow Rooster to make the mistakes, which is happening right now.
Mate, this is a bit of magic to come through from Grayhound at the nth hour, isn't it? A map that was potentially hanging in the balance and not even in a situation that is tipping in your favor. It was Rooster's scaled favor with all the weaponry, with the momentum, but by a little bit of individual ability, Sico realizing that it's the AWP of his opponent to jump, to dodge the bullet, to catch both of them out. This is a round that is Greyhounds that they fought tooth and nail for in this series so far. This is the one that they will take, Mitch, to find 15 map, series, and EPL qualification point.
We are so close. Still anything able to happen here. I will not call it until it is called. Until it is all over. But Grayhound here picking up 15. Only opportunity for Rooster now is overtime. We saw it on Anubis. 19 for Rooster. And just everything on the line right now. Those two weapons being saved is a good thing for sure. But, you know, Nedic, TJP, it was 1,400 loss bonus Komodo. So they have managed to at least throw together a couple of weapons here. A Famus, 2 M4s, an AK, a Deagle for Chelios. The king who has been on the top, taking the knee and giving over to the rest of his team. Another weapon even dropped in spawn just in case. And Sico, of all people in his recent time, being the one to step up. You know, as we spoke about before, Sico's never been the one to need to be relied on. But he does have these moments of brilliance where he steps up to the plate and drags his team across the line. And that's exactly what we're seeing now, especially per the last round. But every member in the server in this map of Nuke has stepped up. And now there is one more round that separates Grayhound and a spot at Malta.
That's what I want to touch upon. It's been an effort by committee from everybody in this server right now. Over on Anubis, over on this map as well. We isolate and throw away Inferno because it does not matter at the moment. This is the big old rounds.
Burning. ASAP in a really, really awkward position just on the top there, and they haven't even called it yet. Grayhound looking to go. Chelios, I think Inns might have... No, he hasn't heard the footsteps. That's a really, really rough one here from Inns. TJP gets another response, and all of a sudden, there is an opening. The wound has been cut. Switches are being pulled, and Chelios into position. He drops another. This is the man, the big one who is hoping to close for everyone. It's all on to aliStair in a 1 versus 3. He has everything to do. AWP in hand. It's the dealer. And where does he go? Still a member waiting up the top. aliStair, 30 seconds to do this ring around the Rosie. If he can find Nedic, if he can get a position into that radio, maybe there's a world where he gets this.
ASAP was sitting right on the ladder, ready for aliStair to shimmy on up to get that frag to put us into the OT. The doors have been heard, the challenges here. aliStair fumbles across the line to try and get a plant, but it's a tap, it's a fake, it's a double swing, it's Nedic to close. Folks, this series is giving us everything. It's going the distance. We're going to OT.
And it wouldn't be a qualifying match if we didn't have an overtime, especially not after what we've seen, of course. That opening map, Anubis, 19-7 in favor of Rooster. First time we've seen it picked in Oceania. And obviously, Inferno was a whitewash altogether, with Grayhound dominating 16-2. Now we move into overtime on Nuke. Grayhound put on the sweat, then certainly felt the pressure of Rooster. Now we are only a few rounds away of seeing who will be the first to take that spot at ESL Pro League and who will face off against Hello Kitten tomorrow.
Ooh, look at this. It's a change of pace from the Grayhound squad. It's the Wall of Smokes and Outers, but they overlook that and go into the Annex. ADK can't quite navigate the second one, but Grayhound is still holding an inch in this round with the player advantage. Netic up the ladder finds, doesn't find Liaz. This could be the round on the T side that Grayhound need if they get the bomb.
Absolutely. 4v2, but 3 members incredibly low. ADK has had a blitzer, and both of them somehow trading out accordingly. Sico's been punished as well, a little bit shaky. He's been looking real sharp tonight, but Chelios has got that re-entrance back in. For the lower members here, Liaz dropping cheeky. Chelios! Oh my god! Liaz stepping up when the team needs him most in the first round of overtime with 4, and they pull away 16.
I think that's unfortunate because I believe Chelios was reloading, so that's a sound cue that Liaz can hear, knowing that he can spray through that, and then they just line up, which is quite unfortunate for the Rooster squad. But you still got to give props towards Grayhound for the plan to, throw that wall of smoke to Outers to try and, secretly cross over towards Secret, but then completely ignoring them and just doing a quick wrap around the A site. Something fresh from them, something new, catching Rooster off guard. And now it's a bit of a difference for them because those walls of smoke in Outers actually do get landed, and they're going to go with it this time instead.
Straight on down. Talking about that reshift of the pace, Komodo, Grayhound wanting to close this and wanting to close it urgently now. Not a single member falling behind from this squad, nor on the side of Rooster. Netic opens up with 1 good response from Vexite, who actually gets 2, and that is a very, very important frag from TJP. Liaz opening that door, Chelios walking on in, and Liaz getting another crucial pick. 4 on 2. You won't stop questioning it just yet. Now ADK is caught. Will he try drop down the ladder? Not quite yet, but he does find Liaz. So back into that 3 on 2. Orp recovered, and I don't think they're overly keen.
Save it for Chell?
Yeah,
I mean, Chell's like fully invested, right? Down to $100.
No money.
So that's going to be another round over to Grayhound. They go with the wall of smokes. Vexite finds a couple of good duels. Liaz gets one as well for an unsuspecting Chelios pushing squeaky door. These 2 rounds, they give me Rooster vibes, essentially, right? Very, very quick, rapid Counter-Strike to come on out. But it's Grayhound doing it.
Yeah, fight fire with fire, I guess, right? That's what seems to be working for Grayhound so far. Because finding 2 T-sided rounds, if they find 3, it is basically theirs to lose. They throw the game at that point if they walk away 18-15 and they're unable to find a CT side. But for now, Rooster still have one more opportunity of making it doable, making it work. You never want to be losing those opening 3 rounds in any form, on any side in OT. But Grayhound are looking like potentially doing that. As you mentioned, that save, Chelios now has the AWP. He's been the one to really, really do so much work here for Rooster. So let's hope something else can come out from them here as well.
No immediate duel, no immediate damage. Grayhounds starting to slow it down in this one. The utility for Rooster goes onto the floor. They put the prize on the save in the previous rounds, that AWP to get into Chell's hands. And as you say, it would be quite worrisome for Rooster if they aren't able to get a single CT-sided round after being able to get us into this OT situation. Grayhound just resting at the moment outside the lobby. That smoke. It's go time into the A side at the moment. Vexite is working out for ASAP.
Oh no! ADK had such a big opportunity to hold on potentially, but the whiff doesn't work out for him. Now Chelios has to go big and he finds the head. That's a dirty shot from Chelios. TJP tries to creep through, but Insta spot him and aliStair will burn Chelios in the fire. The worst possible situation to come out from Rooster has. And now it's series, match, international qualifying spot point. How long has it been? I think it's been since, like the start of the pandemic, I believe, in 2020, when it was the online Malta ESL Pro League. And Grayhound have not been there since. Last time it was Encore, LFO at the time. We haven't had an opportunity like this in quite some time, and with a
Wasn't
second
there a
slot
clash
deliverable
that
tomorrow
one?
as well. Something like that, yes. But irrespective, we have not seen Grayhound in this platform for quite some time.
Ooh, the
And
muddy
it might
dome.
be their time to happen now as Chelios does get a response onto wins. Trade for trade.
But who does it really favor in this situation, right? A gap in the defense is now for the side of Grayhound, but aliStair catches a glimpse of ASAP. I don't know if playing 69, because it didn't look like 4-3 in that situation. Medic, however, Mitch finds Vexite, so we're still tip for tat. We're still at an equalization. Damage is being delivered. Can Rooster stay at A? They cannot. They have to dip down the vent.
Yeah, straight down. Sico waiting in the wings as well. Liaz is going to be able to drop down towards the decon door. It's got to be so bloody careful, though. The member on the other side of the door is low, though. Inetic, but what a shot onto Liaz. Back into that 2-on-2, but Sico jumping down from the heavens will be able to find TJP. Now, it's all on Inetic. If you want this slot, my friend, you have to do everything right now. Holding firm. We'll hear the footsteps from aliStair as he does move towards the Megaton. Now, Sico inside the radio room. Inetic just has to be so careful. He's heard that second spot. Sico moves up, moves it, and he will drop it. The hammer has been struck down, and it is going to be Grayhound being your first SWAT qualifiers over to ESL Pro League in Malta. They've got to be so happy with that, as we spoke about Komodo, right? Grayhound, all the pressure on them. They've already qualified for this event. You know, being able to go over that conference getting cancelled, now being turned into these little local qualifiers, I guess you could say. And Grayhound have managed to take that first spot. However, Rooster made them work for it, and there is still one more to give away tomorrow.
And that's something that I really want to